Hello and welcome to the Cat's Meow. My name is Catherine Baxter and I'm the owner of Chic Image Consulting. I have the pleasure of interviewing Alisha Anderson this evening with Dione Cosmetics. Alisha is the owner and creator of the Dione Cosmetics, a Canadian cosmetic firm. Welcome, Alisha.
Hi, Catherine.
How are you this evening?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Superb. I'm so glad you could join us. I wanted to interview the industry leaders, and I wanted to choose you first for my inaugural video. Since I've done a course with you, the professional cosmetic license, I thought it would be wonderful for you and I to have our first interview together as an industry leader.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm so honored that you consider me that. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that you could join us. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about how and why you chose this field.
So it's a very convoluted story. It has a lot to do with what I was doing for a living. I was working in the nonprofit sector with at-risk youth with my psychology degree, and I just experienced burnout like many do, and I took some time away because, as we were discussing earlier, you really can't fill your own cup, let alone somebody else's, right? So you have to be able to take care of yourself in order to service others. And I just wasn't able to do that. So I took that time to sit back and kind of let whatever comes my way happen. I wasn't going to question it. I was just going to accept it as it came to me. And makeup came to me. It chose me. It decided that I was going to play a role in this industry. However big or small, it's to be decided, but I didn't choose it. It definitely chose me.
And we know that feeling. I was praying and manifesting the professional makeup artist license, and it kind of, our paths kind of crossed spiritually or energetically before the course even began.
Yep, it absolutely did. I was telling you when we were in class, I had this immediate and it urged to just write this proposal, and it flowed out of me nonstop. So I definitely think that you played a part in that for sure.
Well, I'm so glad that we've met. I'm so glad that we're continuing our relationship, and I am ever so grateful for all of the course and the energy that you put into your first course. It was so well done. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
What type of skills have you found to be essential in your work and what you're doing with Dione Cosmetics?
I think at the core of it comes down to my relationship with people. It's an industry based around servicing people and making people feel really good. Regardless of the sales factor or, bottom lines and break evens, it comes down to my ability to connect with somebody.
Right.
And really connect with them, not for the sake of, just being there to do my job. I have developed a sense of being able to connect with them on multiple levels, whether it's spiritual or whether it's just, hanging out with their animals while they're getting ready to sit down in my chair. It's about connecting with people. It's always been that way for me. Even when I was working with at-risk youth, it was a connection. And I'm so thrilled that I was able to build a career around something that fuels my passion, but also kind of ignites my soul a little bit and kind of allows me to serve my purpose in a really authentic way.
I completely agree with you. I think that in order for us to be authentic and true to ourselves, I think that we need to be in it to be of service and not to be in it for the money factor. If you're in it for the money factor, that type of energy and the manifestation of all that you want, the abundance, will never come.
No. And I mean, I've been in this industry for 9 years. This is my 9th year as a licensed makeup artist.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 7 years as a cosmetic line owner. And let me tell you, if I was doing this strictly for the money, I would have left a long time ago, because it goes up and down, right? It's a very cyclical cycle, right? Like, it's an up and down thing. So if I was in it strictly for the money, I would have been gone a long time ago. I'm here because this is truly what sets my soul on fire.
Is that what you attribute your success to, is the passion that you have and the fact that you're in it for the right reasons?
I think so, because if I was to think back, there's been many a times where my motivation wasn't there and my determination goes up and down, but my passion has never faltered. It's never it's never lost a glimmer at all. And I was thinking about that a couple days ago because somebody had asked me a similar question, what they attributed my quote unquote success. And I really do think it's passion, because it's the one thing that's been completely static this entire time. Running a business and growing a business can be hard on the ego, because you love it. You want everybody else to love it. And sometimes it's not always received that way. Right. But if you have the passion to keep pushing through that, that's going to take you places, I think.
Exactly. I completely agree. It is our passion that drives that. And when people are buying into something that we're passionate about, it's easier for them to align themselves with the energy and the messaging and just the excitement that we have for something.
Exactly. And I know a lot of people, they would say that to me. They're like, I don't even like makeup, but I want to wear it just because you showed me. And right. I love that. And I always go back to, if you were to see me out in the run of a day, chances are I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm not 100% makeup wearer all the time. It doesn't determine my value or my worth as a human being. But it allows me a way to express myself. It allows me an outlet for when I'm stressed. And it has afforded me an income. So, I think it all goes together, right?
It does. And I think that it's important that we know who we are and we enjoy the divine creation of who we are. It's not the makeup. It's not the hair. And it's not those things. It's who we are inside that really determines our true happiness.
Absolutely. And it takes a little bit to get in touch with that. And it's a little scary sometimes to be so introspective and to own all of the
get lost in the mind of us,
Right. And it's awesome to get excited about the awesomeness of ourselves, but it's also really, really good to get to know your shortcomings so that you could improve, because we're trying to elevate and rise up, right?
I always say the title of my first book will be Growing into the Greatness of Me.
Yes.
How we grow into the greatness of us, because it is a journey and it's full of wonderment. But yes, there are speed bumps on that journey and we don't always understand them, but they are there.
Exactly. And there's been many speed bumps that I've had in this whole life, like not even just my cosmetic life, but my whole life. And if I were to go back in time and really think about them, they kind of molded me into the person that I am today. So I love them just as much as I love the really big, exciting moments.
Oh, yes. Everything built to this very moment of even you and I having this conversation. And I'm grateful that we've met. I'm grateful that you put that course together, that you were the pioneer. And I'm grateful for all the teachings and the relationships that everyone built in your class. Thank you again for this.
Absolutely. And I'm just honored to be able to do it.
Looking back, is there any one person or event that you thought was life-changing for Dione Cosmetics? I mean, other than yourself, because of course you are the key person for Dione Cosmetics. You're the one that built it, created it, loved it. Is there anything else was there a pivotal moment where you thought, this is it?
I have a little journal that I keep with me so that I can write down even tiny things like landmarks, like when I got over 6,000 likes on my Facebook page, to Cheryl Hickey from ET Canada requested to try to some of my products. Little things like that like add up. But honestly, I really do think the school kind of was a pivotal point for Dione Cosmetics, because it solidified that I knew what I was doing and that my products were of the quality that I was saying they were. They were professional quality. And so I really think that the school played a really integral part in elevating Dione that much, much further. They are a perfect pairing, and I can't wait to be able to offer it again. But I think there's one thing that stands out. Not one thing stands out, but it's just a culmination of everything. Everything just happened so beautifully. And even some of the things that I really had to push to make happen now feel like they were effortless. So it's kind of everything.
I know I use an expression often, and it's like the baby steps, you know, all those little baby steps and all those tiny little increments of success and achievement, and all of those. Like, we're here at this moment because of
Yep.
all of those baby steps we've both taken.
Right. And I mean, it's really, you want those gigantic milestones. You want them, and that's what
Mhm.
you're looking for. But if you're working solely towards that, you're kind of losing the magic that is the journey.
Oh, yeah,
I
I agree.
Yeah.
Has there been any obstacles for you that that stand out that, you know, you say, okay, you know, when we're going into a situation, often we think, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I have to face this or whatever. But then sometimes we internalize it. We say, okay, there's a teaching in here
Yep.
somewhere, you
Yep.
know, the tricks that we talk to ourselves about to
Yep.
help us to get over and through. Any obstacles that ring a bell that or really stand out and you say, when I got to the other side, I realized?
Yeah. I mean, almost daily. I'm not gonna lie.
I hear you.
Almost daily, there are obstacles. Some really big ones, absolutely. Some that I was questioning whether or not this was going to be something that was going to work. I mean, I will have months and months of steady momentum, and then all of a sudden something will happen